All right, everybody. If we are ready to go for tonight's session, episode 2 of Call of the Netherdeep, let's get those character sheets up, dice in hand, and let's jump into our session. Here we go. All right. During our last session, you guys had visited the village of Jigao, and during its festival of merit. And during that time, you guys had met a collection of rivals, led by Ao Jabe, along with her associate Dermot Werder, Maggie Keen Eyes, and of course the drow wizard Galsariad Ardith. You guys had engaged in several festivals, games, and such, but now it is between you and your rival's party, as you guys have been chosen for the grand finale that takes place in a spot known as the Emerald Grotto in the Black Islands of the Ifalon River. And so, your party's being selected, it is time to determine who is indeed the winners of the Festival of Merit tonight on Call of the Netherdeep. You guys, along with your rival's party, is being led through the Black Islands in the Ifalon River. Allow me to transition the map back to Jigao. And behind you, of course, the Emerald Festival is being left behind, but you guys are being, of course, fated as heroes, being carried along by the crowd itself, as everyone is in high spirits and enjoying the festival itself and the festivities that all of you have brought. And now, of course, for the grand finale. So your team is like moving along, kind of being led by the rest of the Jigao populace. But on the opposite side, of course, sit your rivals. Maggie Keen Eyes looks over at Kitty and gives the robot, the Warforged, a nice, brief, respectful nod. Kitty, do you return it in any sort of way?
I'll wave brightly.
Okay. It seems like you've actually amused Maggie. She actually kind of chuckles a little bit. I also need my notes pulled up for this. I actually did write down a few things. For Galsariad, the drow that follows along, he looks over at Magnus. Galsariad just sort of does the whole two fingers to his eyes and then two fingers to Magnus's eyes, and just as if to say, I see you. Magnus, do you return that?
Magnus will put up his hand and then make kind of the money signal, and he's trying to see if he'd want to make a wager about what's going to happen next.
Galsariad sort of just rolls his eyes and continues being ushered along to the grotto. For you, Rook, Dermot Werder, the little goblin cleric for them, he looks over at you and he does a friendly sort of wave in your direction, and he seems to just kind of be a little bit more friendly about this whole thing. Any response for you?
Yeah, Rook will pound his fist to his chest in a salute and give him a slight bow.
Dermot seems actually kind of taken aback by that, but he's he just sort of awkwardly kind of returns the bow. And lastly, Ao Jabe looks over at Venn, and Venn, and she actually wanders through the crowd and gets close to Venn and says, "You really think this pack of miscreants is actually going to beat us? You're dreaming."
I would hold your tongue before the competition begins, or you'll be sorely mistaken after we win.
Tough talk. But, you know what? If anybody's got the chops, I bet it's you guys. Of course, we'll just have to see about that, won't we? And she sort of playfully shoulders you.
Venn laughs and just kind of steadies herself and says, "Best of luck to you. Stay safe out there."
You too. And she holds out her fist for a crisp fist bump.
Venn hesitates and then, she kind of acts as if she's never given a fist bump before, and just punches her fist into Ao's as hard as she can, pretty much, which is not very hard because she's a bard.
Let's have an athletics roll, please.
Once I find it, I have to remember where everything is on my sheet.
Yeah, these 24 sheets, buddy.
Athletics.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, it's not very crisp.
5.
It's a 5. You actually end up hurting yourself doing that. Like your fist like kind of like rebounds off the orcs, or the water genasi, I should say, because that's what AO is. And but yeah, you pull your hand back a little bit, like ow.
Yeah, she grabs her wrist, but just gives a tight smile, like as if it didn't hurt.
Roll performance. Or
Deception, right?
Or deception, yeah, either one.
I think they're. Oh no, deception's a little better.
Hey, you play it off. AO buys it.
16.
Okay. So anyway, your party is finally led to the. You guys are following the elders, Elder Kolbu Kaz and Elder Ushru, towards the mouth of the Ifalon River, where you guys are finally, led into the water itself. And you guys are proceeding to sort of wade through the shallows from one island to the next. And the minute you get to the smallest island, the sort of crowd is like watching from the larger island, right? It's just you, the elders, and your rival party now. They place several bottles in front of you guys, 8 bottles total. And you guys see that they are bottles of cloudy green fluid that smells of the sea and have jellyfish-like bubbles floating inside. The elders say to, "Potions of water breathing for each of you. 1 for each of you, and the magic lasts for 1 hour."
Oh, nice. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll put it in my pocket.
All right.
And I adjust the mask and put the quote-unquote cap of water breathing on.
Okay, sure. Your rival party begins to take the potions, and eyeballing your party, they unstopper them and clink them together like a team and drink them all one by one.
Kitty just hands hers to Venn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pocket the one meant for Kitty.
Okay, that's fine. The elders don't seem to care that you're doing that.
And then I'll drink mine.
Rook?
Yeah, I was gonna cheers Venn, since everyone else seems to be good, and I'll drink it.
All right. As you guys down the brew, you guys feel like a little bit sort of strange as the potion takes effect. But as the potions are activating, Elder Ushru stands before the mouth of a cave on the smallest island and addresses you and your opponents. And he raises his arms and halts the crowd on the thing as they're cheering and all of that, as the sort of festival music kind of stops. And the elder sort of says to you guys, "You brave and valiant individuals have triumphed in many challenges this day. And now the final test of merit awaits you." He pulls a palm-sized gold and emerald amulet from his robes, holds it aloft, and declares, "This medal's twin has been placed in the deepest cavern of the Emerald Grotto. Be the first to claim the Emerald Eye, and return it to this place to be declared Jagal's Champions of Merit." And everybody on the island cheers, and your rivals, they cheer and all that. Do you guys have a reaction to that?
I'll pull on Venn's sleeve and go, "Do we want to win?"
Venn finishes her cheers with Rook and then laughs, and she says, "Of course we want to win, Kitty."
Okay.
Okay. Magnus, Rook, anything to add?
No, this seems great. Let's go check this out. This whole underwater thing, this got to be cool, right?
Okay. And with that, the elder leads you guys to the cave and place you guys at a sort of like a chalk-drawn line on the ground. And he raises his hands up as your rival party takes a ready stance as you guys see a single cave ahead of you. It looks like it's a race to decide who's going to get there first. So with that, the elder waits for a moment, and you guys might have a brief opportunity to cast a spell if there's anything you want to do.
Does the water look harsh?
It's actually kind of like down in the darkness there. That's going to be an important point. So hopefully you guys are able to see in the dark.
I can't.
I can do something about that. I gotcha.
Okay, so you can magically share the dark vision with willing creatures you can see within up to 10 feet. Number of creatures equal to your wisdom modifier. Okay. Do you have enough to cover the party?
I have 3,
Okay.
but I don't need it because I already have it.
Okay. So, does anybody else want to handle dark vision for themselves?
See, I should be alright with my goggles.
I mean, this gives you super dark vision if you want it.
Is it a
300
spell
feet.
slot?
It's not. It's just something I can do.
Oh.
I have a 60 feet of dark vision.
I'll just have the normal dark vision that I got. And I'll have my little shield turret pop out and glitch onto my back.
Okay, good. I'll just stay with you then.
Mhm.
No need to move multiple ones.
Okay, so then I'll walk up to Kitty and kind of like get this like black soot and kind of like wipe it over her eye slots. And I'm like, hopefully, Kitty, hopefully you can see better now. And then I'm also just gonna take my holy symbol and touch it to her her shoulder and give her the vigilant blessing.
Okay, and I think my eyes turn green like night vision.
Sure, makes sense to me.
Hell yeah.
All right. Any other pregame spells? I want to point out that Venn is also down to 14 hit points.
Oh, are you hurt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit, really quick.
yeah.
I can probably do something about that.
Okay.
How many times can you do the night vision thing?
Once a short rest.
Oh, just once a short rest? Okay.
Yeah, I
Long-
can use
long-
spell
long
slot
rest.
to do it again.
Long rest
Or is
with
it
the
a
dark
long rest?
vision thing. Yeah. As an action, you can willingly magically share the dark vision to creatures. Share dark vision lasts for 1 hour. Once you share it, you can't do so again until you finish the long rest, unless you spend a spell slot to share it again.
Okay, then it's on my sheet. It's wrong then because it says short rest on the left side, so it's just not lined up. Yeah.
There's a lot like that, and you'll have to look it up because I have a few like that too.
Yeah. If you'll take a look in the chat, you'll see it's that way.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. I just.
And he's devastated. How dare you?
I know. I'm a monster. Sorry.
Luke is really sensitive.
I know.
I'm just gonna cure wounds on Venn.
Okay. Let's get that cast. And if you want to describe your spell for us.
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of like look down in prayer, and then just like reach out and touch Ven's shoulder, and you're gonna see just this kind of like darkish green energy flow out of him and into Ven.
Okay. And Ben, you feel your wounds close and your stamina restored as you recover.
For 12 hit points.
Appreciate it.
Finished.
I'm gonna cast guidance. I was just gonna do it on myself for athletics.
Okay, that's fine. Anything else?
Everybody's gonna get 8 temporary hit points for my little guy.
Okay. So as the protector goes off, you guys have the protector field that goes around you. Actually, why am I describing it? You describe it. It's your thing.
Yeah, it's just this little kind of knobby guy that's latched onto my back, and it kind of projects a field that shimmers around everybody.
Very cool. And with that, as you guys finish your casts and your rivals do the same, the elder looks at all of you for a sort of like a readiness, preparedness kind of thing. And seeing that you are, he raises his hands and sends up a shower of sparks. And your respective parties begin racing for the cave. And I need all of you to make a dexterity check, please.
A check?
A check, that is correct. Dexterity check. Oof. Okay. Just waiting for the last one from Magnus. Okay. All right. So as you guys make your checks, your rivals are just a little bit faster than you, and they dive into the cave first, and you guys are behind them, hanging on as quickly as you can. So let's switch to the map and let's turn on our underwater music, and let's get to it. So the rivals dive into the cave first, followed directly by you guys, and you guys are here. Does everybody see okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. All right, guys. So I've set you up in the best configuration that I can for your marching order. Our current marching order for our listeners is Kitty out in front, followed by Rook in second, Magnus in third, and Venn in fourth, unless I hear differently. Do you guys need that shift?
That sounds fine. All right.
I think we're good.
Okay. And in that case, let's get to it. The entrance to the grotto is a narrow cavern that down below leads into a pool of murky water. You don't see any sign of your rivals at the moment, but you do see that the water is rippling where they've gone under. So it is your guys' move. What would you like to do?
Well, let's keep going. So
Yep, I think we're gonna
push
check from there.
forward.
Okay. Go ahead and proceed to the next room. The kitty dives into the water. You guys will be under difficult terrain for any combat that occurs down here, as you guys splash one by one into the room. Down below, what do you guys see? The light that trickles in from the grotto's entrance is blotted out by the thick patches of kelp that fill this underwater chamber. The tops of the kelp fronds brush the ceiling, but between the stalks, you can spot a glimmer of light coming from farther ahead. And so, in order for all of you to navigate through this chamber, I need an athletics group check, please. Okay. So, just checking results here, and all right. It takes a little bit of time for you guys to get through this. Rook, you don't have any real issues traversing. Your allies, however, are not so fortunate. You guys begin trying to pull each other through the grotto, trying to keep each other level and moving. And finally, you guys are able to make it through to the other side. You guys can go ahead and move. And I'm marking time units here. And let's move on.
I just moved 15 for difficult terrain.
That's fine. Just go ahead and just get to the lip there, or the mouth of the thing, and go on to the next bit. So, ahead, Kitty, you see Maggie Keenan's blocking the path to the south. Silvery moonlight filters in through a gap in the cavern's stone ceiling. Ahead, the path in the grotto splits into two tunnels, one to the south and one to the east. Maggie is standing there kind of floating in space. And she's she looks at you and just sort of shakes her head like this, Kitty, and then points her weapon down the path to the east. What would you guys like to do?
Can't speak because we're underwater.
Does anybody else speak common sign?
Well, people who took water breathing can talk, right?
Potions of water breathing don't confer the ability to speak underwater, I don't think.
Okay.
But I can hit show to players on that just to be certain. It just allows you to breathe.
Can I try to make gestures to communicate danger that way?
Sure. Just tell me kind of what it is that you're signing to her, and I'll we'll go from there.
Trying to basically say that is danger that way. That's why she's blocking it, or.
Okay, when you say danger that way, what do you mean?
I'm pointing past her, or does it look like she's trying to block the way that her party went?
So she looks at you and kind of picks up what you're putting down, and she nods in your direction and then gestures with her weapon down to the eastern tunnel for you guys again.
Okay, I will incite that.
Yes, you may. Go right ahead.
I'm not great at insight, so just a heads up on that. Not today.
I can barely see
nod.
Maggie, so I'm not going to be able to incite much.
Maggie seems kind of really just sort of indifferent about what your decision is going to be, and you don't really pick up what she's putting down. But she is indicating that you should take the eastern passage.
All right, let's go east.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap on Kitty's shoulder and point her in the eastern hall.
Okay, you guys can go ahead and move to the next chamber. And okay, I just need to mark the time units for that one.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yep, keep going. I'll tell you to stop when you get to the next chamber. You guys keep swimming along. Okay, Ben, or Kitty, you can stop there. Then, as you are leaving the chamber, you see Maggie start swimming into the chamber into the south. And then you lose sight of her.
Okay.
Kitty. The walls, ceiling, and floor of this chamber that you guys are in is covered in bioluminescent algae, which emits a faint bluish glow that dimly lights the wide cavern. Two large, jagged stone pillars, also coated with algae, stand at opposite ends of the chamber. Surrounding the far pillar, in the front of the exit to this cavern, is a thick patch of bone-white seagrass. What would you guys like to do?
Have I seen any grass like that before?
Gonna do a nature check.
Okay. Gentlemen, you may make either a nature or survival check, your choice.
You know it's gotta be nature.
Can I just move forward? Because I wouldn't pay any mind. Okay.
Of course.
Can I make a perception check to look for stuff hidden in the grass?
Yes, you may. So let me deal with this one by one. Magnus and Rook. Magnus, you're not entirely sure what this stuff is, but Rook, you know exactly what it is. It's called ghost grass. And it is actually quite dangerous to the touch. As Kitty begins to try and head in that direction, I need Kitty to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Venn, you don't see anything else of interest in the room itself, but Kitty, one dexterity saving throw, please. Okay, with a 20, you are able to swim through without any sort of difficulty and can proceed into the next tunnel. As for the rest of you, you guys will need to make your own way through the ghost grass.
Can I burn it? I know it's underwater and everything.
It's underwater, so how would you do it? How would you do that?
Can you swim over it?
Can you swim over it? No, it's unfortunately floor to ceiling.
Okay.
No, I've got magic. I got fire magic, like fire shot.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but unfortunately, no, that will not work here.
That would not work. Okay.
Wait.
No. Alright, well, I'm swimming through.
Okay. Let's get me. Yes. Mhm.
Well, never mind. He wouldn't be able to communicate with me anyways, so never mind. I will swim through.
Okay. All right. Magnus, with your dexterity saving throw, you're able to swim through the ghost grass and can join Kitty in the southern tunnel. Then, same thing. And Rook, a dexterity saving throw from you. And that is a 5. Rook, you get into this tangle right here, and you will suffer some damage. As the
Can
ghost.
I
as you
use my inspiration?
Yes,
to
you may.
reroll it?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Let's have a new roll. An 11 is unfortunately not going to do it, but you do have puppy power available.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, roll that puppy power. For those of our listeners, puppy power is a little extra thing that I do. If my puppy dog comes up for some kissies during the session, I will grant my players a plus 1d6 for any roll, healing, initiative, damage, anything. That turns that into a 14, and Rook, you were able to swim through the ghost grass without issue.
All right.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so, all right, reading, and... Okay, takes at least... Okay, and marking those. And you guys may proceed to the next chamber.
All the way.
Yes, all the way. And once the party's in position, we'll move along. And I'll gotta get rid of the puppy power off Rook. Okay. Kitty. This tunnel opens into a cavernous space. Rays of moonlight shine through a wide crack in the ceiling, which sits 10 feet above the water level. One side of the chamber is covered in the crumbled and muddy remains of a landslide. What would you guys like to do?
One side of the room.
Yes, this side over here.
So
you're seeing this sort of landslide right here.
So the way we're coming from is the only opening, as far as we can tell.
The way you're coming from does not appear to be the only opening. Kitty, you can actually see what appears to be a tunnel to the north.
Yeah.
You go ahead and make a perception check in the room, just to search the room really quick, just to glance
Okay.
for hazards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
I'll jump
make
on
one
that
as well.
too.
Okay. Well, you guys needn't do that because, unfortunately, some of the room begins to get unstable with the movement of your water traversing the current. Ripples course through the water as more of the rocky debris begins to slide in your direction. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw as the rocks tumble into the area. Venn passes, Rook passes, Kitty passes, and Magnus passes. No one fails. No one has failed, but you do take a little bit of bludgeoning damage from the rocks. And you guys will suffer half of the following condition. That's it. You guys take half. You guys take half of 6. So 3 bludgeoning damage each. Mm-hmm.
So,
Off the temps.
Off the temps.
as the wall collapses, you guys see that there is indeed like another tunnel on the opposite side, and but the rubble begins to like sort of obscure the path forward as well. So as the rubble like kind of like begins to follow the exit, you guys are like trying to look around for the opening, and with that, if you guys want to find the way out, you will need to make an investigation check, please.
On it.
Should we all do it, or can I like?
A character must succeed on an investigation check. So as many people as necessary can do it. Okay. So Magnus, you are able to find the path forward and begin clearing the rubble for Kitty and the rest of your party to traverse into the tunnel beyond.
All right.
Can I ask how many temporary hit points we had? I'm sorry, I didn't record it.
You had
was
8
8.
temporary hit points.
And so now we're down to 5.
I'm actually, after debris is cleared, I'd like to go ahead and cast it again.
Okay, sure. Let's see about a re-up.
Okay.
But the starting number was 8, right?
Starting number was 8.
Okay.
Go. Oh, it's because I went with spells, that's why. I'm so sorry.
Take your time. No rush.
Alright. So, 6. One more.
So
new number is 6.
the rocks have stopped moving now, right?
Mm-hmm. And there is a chamber beyond the rocks itself, it seems.
Can I make a check to see if, like, the landslide was, like, natural or a trap of some sort?
As mentioned, your movements in the water caused the rock slide.
Okay.
That much is obvious.
All right, then can I make a perception check for this cavern that was revealed?
Yes, you certainly may, but not from there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay, both of you can
I'm
swim in
with
that
you,
direction if you want. Okay, so both of you head in that direction. Let's get that perception check, please. Okay, between the two of you, with a 17 from Rook, you guys actually do manage to find a couple of items within. The first of which is a red liquid that glimmers with agitated activity, and if you were to smell it, it would smell faintly like Code Red Mountain Dew. Which is it's a joke for this server. There's also a spell scroll inside. It's a bit soggy, but it appears to be something that is usable.
Okay, I will. Yep, I'll grab everything I see.
Okay. Do you want to take a look at the scroll itself?
We're kind of in a race right now, so I think I'll look
Sure.
at that later. Unless I
enough.
have time to look at it now, but I feel like he probably wouldn't because we're actively racing. So
I will at least tap on Rook and motion for him to let me hold it.
okay, I'll give it over.
Alright. I'll put it in my pocket.
All right. So with that, I need to mark down the time units here. And searching the other cave. So, okay, you guys may proceed.
Oh shit! I'm
Mhm.
I'm a dummy. I'm gonna use the metal of the conch,
Okay. Sure.
which gives me my swim speed equals my walking speed for 1 hour.
Excellent. Okay. So you give that one and give that one a rub, and the magic dissipates and flows into you and grants you that swim speed. Fantastic.
So I'll just move. You guys just fall 30 feet behind me wherever I go.
So, Kitty, as you proceed down this sort of like tunnel here, you actually end up swimming underneath like what appears to be another chamber, right? And then you appear in a brand new chamber. I'm gonna shift everybody kind of like up into the next area to kind of get the whole thing kind of explained. In the next chamber, a school of tiny fish, their bodies shimmering in the dim light, swirls in formation like an undulating silvery pillar. What would you guys like to do?
So it's like a pillar of fish swirling up in a column.
Mm-hmm, that is correct. A swarm, you might say.
Does it look to be magical in any way?
You can make an Arcana roll if you would like, or a Nature roll, depending upon your tastes. With a 13 Rook, you do not believe it to be magical. You believe this to be a natural swarm of fish.
Okay.
I'm just gonna swim forward.
Once Kitty reaches that location, the swarm begins to get agitated, and it begins to swirl and whirl as it attempts to swarm near Kitty and attempts to do her harm. Roll initiative.
13.
Okay.
Rolled a 21, but with my alert feat, I do believe I can give that to Kitty and switch.
Okay, post me the thing.
No, Kitty, also you had advantage.
Then I'm 16 anyways. I thought I accidentally rolled that.
No, 'cause
I mean, I did,
the vigilant
yeah.
blessing.
Right, so I rolled correctly when I thought I rolled wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I misread that one.
That might be the old alert, as opposed to the new one. Let me get in the book here.
Yep. That's the
Is it
old one.
That's the old one. Okay.
Yep.
All right, you can switch that out when you need to. As for the new alert,
Yeah, you can switch the initiatives.
when you roll initiative, you add your proficiency bonus to the roll. I don't know if you've done that. As for initiative swap, immediately after you roll the initiative, you can swap it with one willing ally. So, Magnus, what was yours again?
Mine was 21, and I'm switching with Kitty.
Okay, so Magnus now becomes a 16, and Kitty becomes a 21. That accurate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Venn, you good with an 8, and
Yes.
Rook a 16, and my swarm of kippers gets nothing I'm going to tell you about. Damn it. Sorting into descending order, and let's get this party started. Kitty, as the kippers begin to swarm and bite, it is your move.
Okay, I'm going to pull one of the barbed spikes from my thigh, and it pops out, and it's basically the stats of a trident, so it works.
Okay.
And
Does
I'm going to
Does piercing damage.
I'm going to do a reckless attack,
Reckless.
and I'm gonna fight two-handed.
Okay. 19 is a hit on the swarm of kippers. Roll damage, please. Dealing 4 damage. So, with the 4 damage, of course, as you skewer a few of the kippers, the nature of the swarms does not you don't do as much damage to the main swarm as you would like, because it's a cloud of fish as opposed to one. As such, creatures have damage resistances to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So you only deal 2 whole piercing damage to the swarm. Back to you, Kitty.
That'll be it.
Okay, do you want to give us a description of your turn?
Yeah, she just basically is a little surprised, and she rips off. I guess technically she wasn't surprised. She rolled really high initiative, so she just reacts very smoothly and takes the spike off her thigh, pops it out into a trident form that's just a barbed staff, and stabs into them as best she can, and it's pretty ineffective. But she did hit them, and there's a little blood in the water.
All right. As Kitty damages the swarm, we go to Magnus. Your turn.
Magnus is going to pull out a light crossbow
Mm-hmm.
and fire.
You have disadvantage on this attack. 17 is a hit on the swarm of kippers. Roll damage, please. Dealing 9 damage to the critters. Let's cut that in half, down to 4 damage, as you skewer a few more of the kippers with your crossbow. But back to you, Magnus.
Okay, and he's going to activate the shield again, just to see if we can get a little bit more out of the temporary hit points.
Sounds good. I haven't seen a roll yet.
Oh, got a 2 on my screen. Weird. Okay,
There's a 5 for me.
there it goes. Yeah, it'd be a 5 total because of intelligence mod. We're
Okay.
good.
All right. Anything else, Magnus?
Oh, he's got to keep his distance.
Okay. Narrative, Brian.
Yeah, so he will kind of swim into the room, see what's happening to Kitty, and just fumbles for a weapon, and he pulls out the crossbow, and he just starts to fire. It gets just like a couple fish.
All right. As a couple of more of the fish are turned into sushi rolls, we go to Rook. Your turn.
Okay, Rook's gonna kind of slog his way through the water,
Bit of a hard move for the cleric to do, but in
Yeah.
that armor. Yep.
Yeah, he just seems kind of slow, but
Mhm.
and Rook's gonna cast Word of Radiance.
Word of Radiance. Excellent. Let's see that
It's
spell.
a con save.
So, con save to the fishies. While I'm getting this, if you want to describe your action and your spell.
Yep. So as Rook runs up, his shield starts to glow subtly, and then in one like pulse, it comes out in like a golden light, and he just bashes the fish with it.
Let's get a nice spell effect too while we're at it. So like a glow, right? Holy
Yeah.
glow.
Like a holy glow.
There you go. Pachoo. Nice. Okay, so the fish are scattered by this as they take all 4 of the radiant damage, not resistant to that stuff. As you blast a bunch of the kippers kind of like away from Kitty, and back to you, Rook.
That's it.
Okay. That takes us into the swarm of kippers, who now has their choices here, but they're going to go for the barbarian today, because I have advantage with reckless attack. The swarm of kippers swarms into Kitty's space and begins to bite and chomp and swarm. Creatures have more than half their hit points, so here comes the bite. All right, let's see here. That is an 8 to hit the barbarian. Oh, actually, no, sorry, correction. That's an 18 to hit the barbarian. Forgot I had reckless there for a moment. Dealing 12 piercing damage to our barbarian friend. Kippers swarm and bite and rip. Dealing.
I had
12.
I did
right.
the temporary hit points, so
Sounds good. So the kippers begin to swarm, and they finally bite away the protective shield that keeps that Magnus has projected. As the kippers bite and rend and swarm, as we go to Venn. Your turn.
Okay. For my action, I'm going to use my Tales from the Beyond that I rolled earlier, and I wrote down what I rolled. So yeah, it's a long thing, but I have it all written out. But so earlier I rolled a 5, so I'm going to give this to Kitty. And for 1 minute, any creature that hits you with a melee attack takes force damage equal to the roll of my Bardic Inspiration die.
Okay, that's fine. And, okay, so choose melee attack, force damage. Okay, sounds good. All right, then.
I did roll that publicly. It was in the last session.
Oh, in the last session. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. All right, then.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to let's see. Let me make sure that this doesn't. That was my bonus action. Nope, that was my action. Okay. I'm just making sure. There's nothing on here, I don't think, that says that it ends if I bestow another one, I think. Okay, so
That was your bonus action to do this.
yeah. No, that was my full action.
No, it says bonus on Tales from Beyond.
It's
Or
a
use an action
bonus
to choose a creature. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, very. Apparently one I'm not very good at either.
But we'll get used to it as the session goes on.
Getting used to a lot. Sure.
That being said, I am just gonna move forward a little bit.
Mhm.
And that's gonna be all for this turn.
Okay. So, do you want to give us a narrative, please?
Yes. So, Venn pulls a card from her Tarot deck, and you guys would know that normally when she does this, she would tell you about a vision or a prophecy that she had when consulting her deck, but being underwater, she can't do that. So, she holds the card above her head, and her eyes begin to glow a light blue. A pink light flows out from the card and envelops Kitty in pink glitter, essentially. And you know it's something good, Kitty, that Venn has given you. And then she shuffles her deck and puts it back into its case.
All right. And Kitty, you feel invigorated by this, and that takes us to Kitty herself. Your turn.
Kitty's living her best life because now she's covered in pink glitter. She is going to not attack recklessly. She'll just attack.
Getting me reckless.
And still same weapon, obviously. So just a second.
Sure, take your time. That is a hit with the trident. Roll damage. 13 damage on the critters. Half of that is, of course,
6.
It's going to become quite obvious to our listeners very quickly that I'm not good at math, but Rook is. So I'm going to need him to help me with that quite a few times. Bit of a running joke around here. Which is enough to send the Kippers into depleted state. They're down to half.
I think Kitty's gonna just move a little,
Okay,
but
stepping
not
in.
out of. No, is that going to be an attack of opportunity?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Because there's squares technically here.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start moving forward.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right. And with that, we go to Magnus as Kitty swims out of the swarm of fish. Your turn, Magnus.
I know I am going to shoot, so I am going to go ahead and do that.
I always do like the Eldritch turrets because they're like little predator shoulder cannons.
Yeah,
At
I
least
know.
they can be that way.
Yeah, it just seemed to make the most sense for hazard-wise to throw out the shields right now.
Mhm.
Let's see, I will go ahead and fire another crossbow.
I'm going to mark you with that red sigil there to show that your turret's on you.
Even
nope.
at disadvantage.
Yep, that is a swing and a miss, brother. The dart goes wide and kind of like gets hung up by the water, but finally as the bolt just sinks to the floor of the water.
Think. Damn it. He just tries to reload. And I'm going to do the shield again, but I think I need to move myself to make it worth it, so I need to see what the range is on that.
Sure.
I do believe it is 10. Let me double check. So 10 feet, so I need to get there. Now I'm in range. There's no way to go about it. Alright, well, I'm in it.
You're in it.
Using the shield. They're the protector. Yeah. Okay. So for those that have below 6, your shield is now at 6. Your temporary hit points are at 6.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, Magnus. So as you send out another pulse of power out to your allies, we go to Rook. Your turn.
He's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna pull back on the shield as it kind of starts to glow, and then he's gonna push it into the bunch of fish. Cast Word of Radiance.
Another word of radiance. What's the save?
Constitution DC 13.
And that is a 14 to the Kippers.
They save.
All right, they have saved, and the Kippers do seem to ignore the blast of holy magic. And anything else, Rook?
That's all I got.
Over to the swarm of Kippers, who makes a target-rich environment roll, and they once again move into Kitty's space and begin to swarm, stepping out of the threatened squares of both Magnus and Rook.
Yeah, I'll take a swing with my sword. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll make a swing.
Now you have your crossbow. You have your crossbow in your hand there, Magnus.
Yeah, I guess I can't really do much of a.
You can make an unarmed strike if you'd like.
Okay.
19 with the longsword is a hit on the swarm of Kippers. Roll damage. Okay, they take 3 slashing damage. Yep. Looking for the disadvantage there. 15 is a hit on the swarm of Kippers. Roll unarmed damage. 1 damage to the Kippers.
Nice.
See, punch a fish.
Thematically, I think he uses the butt of the.
I just took that off of Kitty's passive perception. Kitty, what's your passive?
12.
12. Sorry about that. There you go. Okay, so the swarm of Kippers moves back into Kitty's space, looking to chomp on some more motor oil, and they go chompa, but that's a feeble 10 to get past the defenses of the barbarian. Nothing doing. So as the swarm begins to reassert itself, we go to Venn. Your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use. I'll use Ray of Frost on the swarm.
Okay, sounds good to me. Ray O Frost. Filet O fish. 8 is a miss on the kippers. Okay. As Venn sends out a blast of freezing cold towards the kippers and misses, we go back to Kitty. Top of the initiative, new round.
I'm going to attack recklessly.
You go reckless. Okay. And 10. Not enough there. Let's get the
Put it on. Yeah, I put it on advance. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, no kidding. 17. That is a hit on the swarm of kippers.
Wait,
Roll damage, please.
Also, it says you rolled a d10. It says you rolled 1d10 plus 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
must
did
have
say
hit the
that.
damage. I hit the damage.
Oh, you
thing.
did the damage. Okay.
Okay, but
No,
a
it's okay.
17 hit, right?
Yes, it does. And
Okay.
4 so that is 5 damage to the swarm of kippers. As you skewer a few more of them. The swarm is beginning to dissipate as you guys are doing damage to this swarm and cleaning them out one by one. The swarm is still in place for the moment. Back to you, Kitty.
I'm gonna move.
Okay, that will definitely provoke, I think. So let's get the kippers to bite back with advantage. With half strength this time. An 18 to hit the barbarian, dealing 7 piercing.
And then the bard thing, right, Ben?
Yes, the bard thing should go off at that point.
It's when they hit you.
Which
They
they've just
did.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were hitting them.
It's an opportunity attack. Kitty was moving out of their threat square.
3 force.
3 force damage, and that is enough to dispatch the swarm of kippers. Venn, the final kill is yours, in combination with Kitty. So, Alan, take up the description of their destruction, and Katie, finish it out.
Basically realizing, because Kitty and Ben are very close and knew what this was, even the random chance of it all. And so she's like, oh, I should just run away. And, like, draw them in and just takes the hit. And the glitter just spews out and, like, suffocates them underwater.
Yeah. And Venn, finish that one out if you can.
Yeah, I think basically the glitter just reattaches itself, or sticks to the kippers and blows them back with force until they're belly up.
All right. You guys now have a cloud of sushi dispatched in the cave itself. But with that, you guys are welcome to carry on.
Can you remind me how much damage you just did?
7 piercing.
Okay.
And we'll take off your reckless. And Rook, how long does that your effect last?
Which one?
The initiative effect you handed out.
Oh, it's until you used, so I'll have to hand it out again.
Okay, so that's gone. And Venn, how long does yours last?
A minute.
Tales of the Bard? A minute, that's gone too. Okay.
I am going to use a bonus action to consult the deck again and roll a new number.
Okay, let's see that. And then after all this stuff, we'll carry on.
Yep.
And Rook, you're doing a thing too?
I'm gonna touch Venn on the shoulder and say, stay vigilant.
Okay. And advantage on Ven's
Or
Ven's-
bubble, bubble,
Yeah, all
bubble.
I hear is blah, blah, blah.
Gerbil.
Do you want me to read what the 6 is, or just...
Yeah, if you don't
Okay.
mind. Yeah, it's for the
Yeah.
recording, so yeah.
So...
Read it in your spooky voice.
Spooky, scary, spooky voice.
Well, considering it's just reading out, like, rules, I don't know how that would sound, but Tale of the Traveler, the target gains temporary hit points equal to a roll of your Bardic Inspiration die plus Bard level. While it has the temporary hit points, the target's walking speed increases by 10, and it gains a +1 bonus to its AC.
Okay. So as that effect takes hold, who are you putting that on again?
Let's see.
Kitty.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna hold it for now. I don't have to put it on anybody yet.
Okay, fair enough. And I'll take that marker off and back to it. Okay, you guys can proceed.
Once we all kind of gather up, I'm going to go ahead and do another projection.
Another pulse from the turret.
Come on. Okay. 7.
Okay.
Everybody has 7 temps.
7 temps from the protector cannon as it flows out into the party. Okay, and once that's measured, you guys can move on. I'll wait for everybody to stack in.
There's a shark, y'all.
As you swim into the room, silvery light dances along the walls of this underwater cave. The water here is a little warmer, and a gentle current begins to pull you towards a crevice in the southern wall that emits shimmering golden light. But prowling around the cave's pillars is a massive shark. A gold amulet hangs from a thick rope tied around the shark's body, and a silver spear protrudes from its side. And as you guys are pondering this turn of events, the shark sees Kitty swimming into the chamber, and the shark immediately begins to lunge for your party. Roll initiative.
Oh, I get advantage on that. Okay.
You sure do. We have a 15 for Magnus, a 10 for Venn, who's rolling advantage with a 21 now, an 8 for Kitty. The shark got something. And as for Rook, what'd you get, Rook?
Big old 1.
Big fat 1?
Yep, big crit fail. Rook is not paying attention.
Let's sort of descending order and let's get this party started with Venn. Top the initiative, your turn.
Oh gosh.
I would like to switch my initiative with Kitty's
Oh.
again.
Kitty, your initiative, that's okay. Kitty, your initiative increased to 15, while Magnus's decreases to 8. And then we'll resort one more time. And for those of you listening, we are kind of doing a mishmash of the 2014 to 2024 rules. So things are going to get a little odd here and there, but don't worry, we're all smart and good at this game.
Yeah. All right.
But all the same, you know what that didn't do, Magnus? Didn't put you first. That's still Venn.
Did
So,
the opposite
Venn, your
of
turn.
that, actually.
Yeah, it did like worse.
All right. So she notices that Kitty sees something up ahead and is trying to swim up there quickly to get to it, and bumps into Rook, who's not paying attention.
Yep, sure.
And she tries to kind of get around him. I'm assuming that's a viable space right there.
That is a viable space, but the one in front
Right.
of it is not.
Okay, that's what I assumed. Shoot. Let's see.
You do diagonal.
You can move diagonal.
But she can only move 15, so she's stuck.
Yeah, I can't get up there.
Mm,
Yeah, remember, difficult terrain. Well, not difficult terrain, just extra movement for underwater.
Mm-hmm.
hold an action.
Can hold an action. Can't do that. Or ready in action. Sorry,
Yes.
Watsy.
Holding an action takes up your reaction, right?
Yes, it would use your reaction to activate.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. For my action, I don't know how this would work because that bonus that I got gives temp hit points, but I'm not going to roll higher than what Magnus had, so nobody would get the hit points, right? Because it keeps the higher of the two.
It would take the higher of the two. That's correct.
So if I did that now, the bonuses would not hold because
Magnus, what was your last roll?
7.
7. I'm not going to roll higher than a 6. So I'm not going to do that right now because the bonuses would immediately go away. So I'm going to hold an action.
Okay.
I will hold Dissonant Whispers on anything dangerous that I see attacking Kitty, and for that I'm actually gonna go back to I'm stuck in the wall, but I'm gonna go back to the space where I was so that I can see that space below her a little bit better. So I'm gonna hold Dissonant Whispers on anything dangerous coming towards Kitty.
All right. And anything else, Venn?
Nope.
Okay. Held action. You are now concentrating on your spell, and that's what you need to do with the ready action. And let's move on to the speared giant shark. The speared giant shark begins to swim towards Kitty, going How much movement have I got? 5 and 10 and 15. And Venn, I believe that will trigger your reaction.
Yeah, it's a whiz save. It says the DC is 13 on this sheet, assuming that's accurate.
A natural 20 for the spear giant shark with its wisdom save.
Okay. It takes half of this.
A very wise shark indeed.
6.
Okay, so half
6
of
psychic.
6 damage to the shark. Okay. All right, and I believe no other effects after that.
Correct.
Okay, describe your spell as it goes off for us, please.
She holds up a fan of cards, and you see these kind of ghastly, ghostly figures kind of circle the shark, and then they attempt to flow into the shark, but just kind of bounce off as it succeeds on the wisdom save.
All right, the magical disruption rattles the spear stuck into the side of the shark, and as such swarms about the medallion, the gold medallion hanging from the spear. As the shark closes the distance with Kitty, it attempts to bite her. The spear giant shark has blood frenzy, advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points. Here we go. The attack is a 22 on the barbarian, dealing 21 piercing damage. Kitty, you are sent into bloodied state if you have no rebuttal.
Nope. What did it roll?
It rolled a 21 damage.
No.
A 22 to hit.
Okay. So how much damage was that? I'm sorry, 22. 7.
21.
21.
21 piercing was dealt. Also, the creature is also shedding bright light, as it does have a silvery sort of glow kind of coming from it. So let me mark that too. Not that it matters too much. Save settings. So you guys watch in horror as the shark like closes its jaws around Kitty and just chomps like right through her. There's a spray of what sort of fluids are in Kitty? Is it oil? What are we talking about here?
I think it's more like held together with magic, like because she's glowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like eldritch, but I think basically like because I want it to be, it's like glitterily liquid in pink, like spraying out.
It's like somebody broke open like a gel pen from the 90s.
Yeah, it's like
one of
it is
those
like
things.
oil coming out, but it's bright pink and shiny.
Okay. All right, so bright pink and shiny oil begins to leak from Kitty as she is sent into bloodied state. All right, over to Kitty for reprisal.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Gotta roll something here. And then you guys hear, like, it goes, battle mode. And then, Kitty's pink light turned orange. And you hear, I don't know how this would sound underwater, but like underwater, the name of the music that's playing is Rap Battle Clapback Beatdown. And a large cat, like from whatever part of me that happens, a holographic tiger paces, like is swimming around me in this case. It was gonna be pacing, but guess what? It's not doing. And the effect for people listening is that if a creature hits me with an attack roll before your rage ends, that creature takes 1d8 force damage. So sounds like a good thing for this one.
It says D6 force damage. Is that accurate?
Yes.
D6. Okay.
D6. I don't know what I said.
You said D8.
Okay. All right.
That's okay. Back to you.
With that,
this is one of your rage effects, of course.
And I am going to. So, underwater rules. It doesn't matter what weapon I use if it's melee.
No, it matters. If you use a so with the 2024 rules, when making a melee attack roll with a weapon underwater, a creature that lacks a swim speed has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon deals piercing damage. But you currently have a swim speed.
I do have a swim speed. So, I'm going to hit it with my great sword. I am recklessly attacking, right, but you already have advantage, so it works out.
I do.
And I'm going to hit it.
All right. 21 is a hit on the giant shark. Roll damage, please. dealing 12, and also your rap battle clapback beatdown challenge.
Except for I forgot my origin fee is Savage Attacker. So I basically roll damage with advantage.
Ah, excellent. Cool.
So I'll roll that again if you don't mind.
By all means.
And it's a 12 again.
And it's a 12 again.
I'm very happy with 12 damage.
Same dice in the same order.
Hey, man, take it.
The exact same rolls, too. Like dice, that's wild.
Let's get that force damage from your orange light.
That's if they attack me.
Oh, if they attack you. Creature hits you. Oh, got it. Okay. Gotcha. All right, Kitty, back to you.
But yeah, so basically I'm now an orange gunmetal deathbot, but a pink bow on the head. And
bleeding pink ink.
Bleeding. No, the ink has turned orange now.
Oh, okay.
And basically, kitties, like, you know how most barbarians, their reckless attacks are all about, like, swinging hard until thing dead? Kitties is more, like, precision, like, just going full in with a thrust and dropping all defense to hit vitals. So wherever she thinks the shark... I think she's just going to stab it in the mouth.
And a palpable blow from the greatsword into the shark's mouth as it like tries to thrash around, spilling some of its blood, and mostly superficial damage. But the shark is slightly damaged now. As we go to Magnus, your turn.
Magnus is gonna go ahead and swim over here, and he's gonna swim over here, right next to this mother trucker. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the battlecaster.
Battlecaster.
Tase this motherfucker as hard as I can.
Okay.
So he presses a button on the battlecaster. 2 prongs come out of the tip, and he's gonna try to tase him at disadvantage.
You need like a bunch of like 40k Mechanicus flavor. Oh no!
And it misses horribly.
A fumbleia. That is a miss.
So it malfunctions, and he's now hitting the battlecaster as much as he can to make it work again. And then he's just gonna have pulse again with the protector.
Okay. Now, what's the range on that? I think it's 10, right?
10, yeah.
So Venn would not get this time. Yeah. Actually, no. Just you and Kitty would get this time.
Just me and Kitty.
Okay.
Come on, be good. 7. That's not bad.
Okay. 7 temporaries replenished, and anything else, Magnus?
All right. I think that's pretty much going to be his turn. He can't move anymore and get out of the way, so that's where he's locked in melee combat with this guy.
Excellent. Rook, as your friends engage, it is your time. Go ahead, Rook.
I would like to cast Bless.
Okay, a casting of Bless. And what targets would you like to cast that on?
Just all 3 of my allies.
All 3 of your allies, but not for you.
Not for me.
Just a selfless chap, that.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You fall under concentration, and describe your Bless to us, since it's a new spell for you.
You guys see, like, 3 ghostly ravens shoot out of Rook's chest into yours, and you feel a kind of, like, sharpness take over, like a clarity.
I would like to think that there's, like, a magical sort of, like over the whole thing.
Magnus will jump because he sees something flying at him underwater.
No matter how many times this has happened since these characters know each other, but yeah.
Venn gets a look as if she like almost took pleasure from accepting this spirit raven.
Oh boy, spicy. What about you, Kitty? Enjoying the Bless?
Kitty's stabbing a shark. She doesn't even notice.
Back to you, Rook.
That's it. Let's stay there.
Okay.
And just a reminder,
right.
She's stabbing the shark with a buster sword.
Hell yeah.
Even better. Venn, your turn. Top the initiative.
Let's do a ray of frost on the shark.
Okay. Ray o' Frost.
Yep.
Filet o' fish.
There's Bless.
Oh,
Achoo.
fumble.
Fumbleia! That is a miss on the shark. Nothing
Almost
doing there.
gets Kitty.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Back to you, Venn.
Okay, that's gonna be all for now.
Okay. All right, Venn, as you blast into the chamber with your ray of frost, and we will turn this around to the spear giant shark, and the spear giant shark is just going to keep focusing on our barbarian friend. A blood-frenzied shark begins to bite at Kitty, and that is a critical hit.
The shark is mean.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not. That is a rough set of damage, too.
I will use silvery barbs.
Silvery
Thank
barbs against this attack roll. Let's roll it again. How about a critical hit on the other
No.
roll? For
What?
real. For real. You forget I have advantage. So it was critical hit on the first roll for a 29, and then critical hit as the secondary roll on the other one. But the damage is less for this critical
Well, that's
critical
good,
hit.
at least.
So,
Um,
but it's not a good number. It's not. Ready? Kitty, as you are raging, you will suffer half of 23 plus 12, which is, Luke,
Which is 17.
23. What's that?
17.
23 plus 12?
23 plus 12 is 35. Half of 35 is
35.
17.
17. There you go. So, Kitty, you suffer 17 damage with your rage affected. I believe that's enough to put you down.
Though.
Nope.
Oh, yes,
Hit
temps.
points.
Temps.
Yes. I'm doing my
The
job.
temps. The temps saved the day.
I'm sorry.
So
The rage
Yeah.
saved the day.
the temps also saved
That's
the day.
true.
Credit
You're
where
not
it's
wrong.
due. Credit where it's due.
I try to take away from you. I was just happy something I did helped.
I'm gonna give that advantage from silvery barbs to Kitty.
Kitty received.
Oh
in
wait, did
silvery
you already have
barbs.
advantage?
I'm gonna. It has advantage on me, so I have reckless. So you would probably give it to somebody else.
Yeah. I'll give that to Magnus.
Magnus, you received the silvery barbs.
Also, I think the shark has to take some force damage now.
Yes, the shark does need to take force damage from the wild
rage.
barb. Okay, and 3 damage to the shark.
So a
This is an effective
holographic
damage.
tiger jumps on the shark.
Just a quick bite. Yeah, they're natural enemies, cats and sharks. I'm sorry, that was dumb. That was a dumb joke. Don't keep that in.
Keep them,
Yeah, in fact, I'm calling a moratorium right now. None of my jokes make it to the podcast.
keep them
ever.
all in.
We keep them all
Shut up.
in.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Keep them all in.
No, this is not acceptable. I'm the dungeon master.
If
I'm
it
not doing
helps,
this.
I think you're not the worst joke teller.
That's probably true. Actually, now I'm just curious who it is.
Me.
It's I think it's Katie. Actually.
Uh,
All right. Solid response. Okay, the shark does get a critical hit, and it latches its chomping claws onto Kitty's head. It just chomps down as hard as it possibly can. There's a crunching of Kitty's armor as the you guys hear a severe crunch, and one of Kitty's optical sensors would probably would go out at that point. A spray of pink sort of cloud coming up from the thing, but the magical temps that Magnus drops, that collapses. Kitty's defense screens start to fail as we go to Kitty herself. Your turn.
I think I'll hit it.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. I negotiate with the shark. Yes, 23 is absolutely a hit.
Oh, okay. And thank goodness I had advantage because I did roll a 1.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
Oh, you also get a d4, but I think you hit him.
14 damage to the shark. Boom. Oh, that's right. I gotta wait for your advantage roll. Okay, but that was pretty good. You chopped into the shark. Back to you.
And then, nope, I don't have it. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do. Cause, yeah, that's all I do.
Okay.
Basically, I have my arm and head in the shark essentially. So I just full force trying to bring the blade up through the shark from the inside.
All right. More slashing blows to the shark, opening it up some more. But we go to Magnus. Your turn.
Alright. Magnus is gonna hit his battlecaster again, and then he's gonna try to tase it again.
All right.
Here we go. With normal, because we have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
That is a hit on the shark. Roll damage.
Alright. See if it likes to taste the lightning. Yeah. Oh boy.
5 lightning damage to the shark. Any further effects?
No, that's it.
All right. Your taser zaps the shark. Since it lands this time, you want to...
Gets rid of his reaction, so.
Oh, okay.
That
So it's
is the
shocking.
thing.
This is shocking grass, basically.
You did have advantage
Yeah.
if you wanted to crit fish.
No, I don't, because I have disadvantage.
Oh, gotcha.
So I got to roll normally, so thank you.
Oh, right. Thanks for the swimming. Okay.
And then, so Magnus is just futzing with the battlecaster, and he slaps it a bunch of times, and finally something clicks and lights up, and he just jams it right into the belly of this shark.
All right.
It's a little damage.
As the shark gets blasted with electric energy, we go to Rook. Rook, things are looking a little dire, but your turn.
Yeah, they're not looking great.
Bonus action, I wanted to do the
Temps. Yep.
temps.
Okay, go and handle
Sorry.
those temps. That's okay.
You're good.
No problem. We'll go to break here shortly. But Rook, back to you.
Bonus action, I'm going to healing word Kitty.
Okay, a little healing word action going out.
So
That's 7 hit points back to you, Kitty.
And then I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flammo.
Dex save.
Dex
13.
save. And the shark rolls a hot 2. So the creature will suffer all 5 radiant damage as you blast the creature with your column of flame. Back to you.
That's all I can do.
Okay. At the end of this initiative round, and I believe this is round 3, or at the start of round 3, I should say, you guys notice movement in the corner. Magnus, you sense like movement and disturbances into the water behind you as your rivals arrive. The rivals, Maggie out in front, being the tank, she looks over at the situation that you guys are dealing with the shark, and she turns to her compatriots, and Dermot sort of like urges her onward as if to say, let's help, because you guys have made a good impression upon your rivals, and as such, your rivals will roll initiative and join the combat on your side.
Cool.
Venn, top of the initiative, you are still in the lead. Your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and do something a little unorthodox. I should be able to get to there. And can I try and grab the amulet off the spear?
Yes, you may. The amulet itself has a few, has some points here. The amulet is not something that you can just simply take, though.
Mhm.
It is hanging from a thick rope tied around the shark's body, so you will have to cut the rope, which you can do.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I will do that with, I'm sure I have something, a dagger.
Okay. Draw your dagger and begin trying to cut the rope.
Okay.
And don't forget, this is a disadvantage.
Does that get bless? Bless is for an attack.
Yeah, bless would apply here.
Okay.
This is an attack. Okay.
No, I can't. Nope. Never mind. 6 it is, or 10 with the
Okay.
bless.
You try to swing for the rope, and unfortunately do not land your blow, but it is still your turn. Back to you.
So that was an action to try and cut the rope, right?
Yes, it was an action to try and cut the rope. That is correct.
I really wish I had chosen more bonus action spells, or at least one. Okay.
You can't make it.
For a I'm going to... Can't move. I'm done. I'm gonna stand there and try and... I'm gonna wave my hands at the shark.
All right. So Venn, you try to get the shark's attention, but we go to Galsariad Ardith, who takes a dash action to swim into the chamber. Actually, I think I'm just going to hold a ready action to move whenever I have a bit of movement here. That takes us into Aojabe, who will do something. Terms are a bit clogged here, so she does have a swim speed, though, so that's a whole thing. She will attempt to swim through her allies. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, getting into that space there. And then she will finish with another 30. And then she will pull her longbow and make 2 longbow attacks against the giant shark. These are at disadvantage. The first shot is a 12 to hit the shark, which is a miss. She reloads the longbow and fires again. This time with a 6, as Ao is unable to score any hits on the shark. But she waves frantically in your party's direction, kind of indicating that all of the party both parties should focus on this shark, because this thing is dangerous. That takes us to the shark itself, who is going to attempt to finish the job on Kitty. A bite with advantage. 28 to hit Kitty.
Silvery barbs.
Dealing silvery barbs again, re-rolling that bite. How about a 19 to hit Kitty?
The shield medal.
Shield medal?
Yeah, there was a medal we got from the competitions. They gave us
Medal
shields.
of the Horizon back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Katie, your reaction is spent. Who gets the silvery barbs this time?
I will give it to Magnus again. Can I give it to Maggie? Does it have to be within 30 feet? Is that what that is?
It depends on the spell. You'd have to tell me.
Creature that I can see within range, which is 60 feet. So I'm going to give that to Maggie.
Okay, Maggie receives that. How long does that last?
It lasts
Till their next roll.
1 minute. It has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within 1 minute here.
Yeah, as Magnus should have used up the last silvery barbs you gave him, I think, because it shouldn't still be on him.
Right. He rolled straight roll instead of disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So then from that, your reaction is spent, and then Kitty, you're using a shield charm. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Remind me what that does.
It basically ups. It's like shield the spell, so
Yeah, it's the
my
shield.
AC becomes 21.
Okay, which is a miss for the shark as he bites into your shield, and I believe that's the charm that you got from the festival,
Yes,
right?
it's
Yeah.
called the Medal of the
Okay.
Horizon back.
Okay, and that will remove the magic out of that thing for after that, as your AC temporarily becomes what you just said. So the shark tries to bite down into you, rub the charm, as Venn tries to distort the beast, but it bites down, biting only into magical shield, and from that, we go to Kitty herself. Your turn. You're no longer reckless.
I'm all reckless.
You go reckless. Okay. Let's just ask if you're staying reckless. All right, a 22 is a hit on the giant shark. Roll damage. Dealing 11 pierce. Oh, hold on, 16 damage. That is a palpable blow on the shark. You begin to try and open the creature up, but still it is not bloodied from that blow. Back to you.
No, I'm good.
Okay. As you try to chop into the beast, that takes us to Dermot Verder, who moves on. Okay. What will Dermot do? Let's see. Dermot will... he will swim into the room, first of all. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 as Dermot closes in behind the shark. And he makes a multi-attack. 1 Warhammer attack and 1 Searing Wrath attack. The Warhammer strike will have disadvantage. With a 9, Dermot misses on the shark. He then uses Searing Wrath Also disadvantage. This is a spell, isn't it? It's a ranged attack. That's all that matters. With a weapon. Okay, that's it. So a ranged attack with a weapon, so it shouldn't apply here. 18 is a hit on the shark, dealing 4 radiant to the shark, and blinding the creature until the end of its next turn. So the shark begins to thrash around wildly as Dermot lands this sort of searing blast of radiant energy onto the shark. He then sort of nods to the rest of your party as if to say, press the attack. That takes us to Maggie Keen Eyes as Maggie swims into position. Going 5, 10, and 15 as she closes the gap with the shark and uses her giant maul to wallop the shark with disadvantage.
Great roll.
Straight roll, thank you. 21 to connect with the shark, dealing 15 bludgeoning damage, and with that, the creature is finally sent into bloodied state. Also had advantage because of blinded. So Maggie wallops the shark, and if the target is a creature, Maggie can force it to make a saving throw. And with that, the creature will attempt to do so. And the creature fails the difficulty. It is knocked prone from that blow. She also pushes it 5 feet away up into this corner, allowing you guys to open things back up. So as Maggie bludgeons the shark and both parties begin to fall upon this horrifying beast, we go to Magnus. Your turn.
Magnus will go ahead and do another projection. This will hit a lot of people this time.
Gelsariad's ready action, by the way, goes off as he swims into the chamber. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go.
All right. Ooh, finally.
Okay.
Let's see. Those within 10 feet of me get 11 temp points.
Okay.
Everybody except for the wizard. Well, maybe not.
Ao would not. Yeah,
Ao
wouldn't
would
get
get it.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Dermot
everybody
would
else
get it.
around. Yep.
Both Maggie and Dermot nod in your direction and press the battle. Back to you.
Then I will swim in and try to tase once again. Do
Swim
I
in for the
understand that it is prone?
Yes. It is also blinded.
Therefore-
You have all the advantage in the world.
Oh boy. Okay, finally. Feels good.
Feels good. Critical hit on the taser. Fantastic. Roll damage, please. Hold on. Didn't you have disadvantage on this?
Wait. But you said it had all the advantage. Do I?
Yes, but it doesn't. But it only
still
balances
normal?
it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
then-
There's no stacking, so it would be
Alright,
21 in this.
Right. So let's. I think I just did. Did I do regular? No, I didn't. It did the double.
No, I don't think it did. The taser lightning 1d8 plus 3, right?
Why is it doing +3? That's what I don't get. It should only be 1 dice roll. I noticed that earlier. Anyways, it's
that
just
is weird.
dice roll. So
4 damage. Okay,
Yeah.
4 damage. All right. Re-upping shocking grasp situation on the shark, and back to you, Magnus.
And that's his turn.
Okay. Do you want to stay there?
Yeah. Oh, it's blind. Yeah, and it's I'm gonna back out.
Okay. So you step away, or swim away, rather, and anything else, Magnus?
That should be good.
Rook, your turn.
I'm just going to Sacred Flame him from here.
Sacred Flame for the shark. Dexterity check. Okay. Does prone add any sort of fuckery on that whole thing? Probably not. No, okay. Surprisingly. Creature rolls a 7, fails, and suffers 4 radiant damage. To blast the creature again. Back to you, Rook.
That's all I got.
Okay. Then, top of the initiative. Your turn.
Dissonant Whispers on the shark, so it was save 13 DC.
Alright, with save for 13 DC, and here we go. The shark rolls a hot 7, failing the Dissonant Whispers check, and your business.
Hooray! It takes 18 psychic.
Oh boy, that's a lot of damage for Mr. Shark.
And
then?
it must use its reaction, if available, to move as far away as it can using the safest route.
Okay, it goes. Swim away as far as it can.
Does it have its reaction?
5, 10. It does not. Or well, no, it should actually. I don't think I actually no.
No,
Magnus zapped it with that whole business there. So no, it has no reaction at the moment.
Okay. Then that is all it can do, or all I can do. I am going to back up a little bit now, though, that my attempting to get the amulet did not work. Gonna just float behind Magnus. He seems sturdy enough to protect me. All right, that's all.
Okay. All right. That takes us then to Galsariad, who is going to swim forward. Let's see here. Actually, he's not. He's going to hold his position right there, and he's going to use Drain Potential at range. You guys see him casting a few spells in the corner, those of you that can't see him. And he sends a blast towards the shark of negative energy. A 19 to hit the shark, draining 24 necrotic, dealing 24 necrotic damage from the shark. And with that, Galsariad gains 5 temporary hit points with that impact. And the final blow belongs to Galsariad. So, with a sort of like focused potential, the drow conjures this like black bolt of negative energy and sends it down range to the shark. Need a death beam. And as it lands into the shark's hide, the creature like suddenly like sort of like opens up its mouth wide in agony as it begins to shrivel and have its life force drained away as the energy flows back towards Galsariad Ardith. And with that, the shark is no more. And so concludes the combat. As the shark is reduced to 0 hit points, you guys notice it's thrashing about its death's throes, and it begins to swim south, like avoiding all of the party members around about. And as it swims all the way to the south, it finally collides with this southern wall over here, and it topples a bit of wall, revealing a passage beyond. As the shark finally collapses upon the ground, the other Galsariad joins the rest of his party and casually begins to swim towards the shark's body. Do you guys do anything?
We're gonna rush.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
point
same.
to Kitty, like Kitty, get the spear and the amulet.
Do we need to roll initiative or anything?
Oh yeah, probably shouldn't move. Sorry.
We're at the moment out of initiative, yes. I just want to know what your guys' reactions are.
I would race for it.
Yeah, I'm also gonna head
Yep.
that way.
Okay, I need everybody to make a dexterity check, please. Or just roll initiative, actually. That probably works too, but we're not going into a combat. That's fine. Actually, no, I don't want Actually, I'm going to specifically say not initiative. Just make a dex check.
Okay.
Because that could become problematic, actually.
Okay.
So. Okay, count them off for the listeners.
I'm 9.
I had 8.
17.
I got a 13.
All right, so let's see who the winner is. And the winner is Maggie Keen Eyes with a 19. The giant half ogre grabs a hold of the spear and wrenches the amulet free, and she holds it up. And but then they look at you as she is the one that makes it to the spear first and pulls it free. And now your rivals have the amulet. What do you guys do?
I'll put a hand out to shake their hand.
Maggie accepts that, and she puts the amulet away and shakes. And in the water, she shakes your hand as well as Dermot approaches Kitty and casts Cure Wounds on her. So Cure Wounds for Kitty, and at level 1, Kitty, you receive 9 hit points from. You received 9 hit points from Dermot. I think I actually need to roll 1 more d8 since the spell changed. So 9 plus 7. You're taking out a bloodied state with Dermot's healing hand. You're no longer raging and no longer reckless. Let's do some cleanup.
I'm still raging.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. we are out of combat. The minute is over.
I'm using my bonus action to keep the rage up.
Okay. Do you allow Dermot to heal you then, since you're raging?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else that's a minute long does collapse. Bless will go away.
Yep.
So you can just keep going. So help me out. You can just keep rage going indefinitely with that way?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I wondered if there was a cap on it, because clearly there is. Ao swims forward as well, and also begins shaking hands to those who would take it from her.
Kitty shakes hands.
Okay.
I shake hands as well.
Yeah,
Venn,
Venn,
Rook?
Venn will shake hands.
I will too.
Okay. As everyone is done shaking hands, Galsariad gets every party's attention and points to the south, where the shark lays dead. Oh, well, that's right. The shark's over there, isn't it? Okay, everybody move over there. Sorry, that's where all this took place. So anyway, the shark's dead body is down there. Maggie has the amulet, and with that, Galsariad points you guys towards the tunnel that is beyond, and sort of shrugs his shoulders in the water. And with that, everyone and Ao kind of looks at Maggie as she has the amulet in her hands, and then Ao looks to you guys, and I'll move Magnus for him, and she just and sort of Ao just sort of I don't know, she kind of just kind of gestures to your party first, as if to say, "Go ahead."
Okay. Kitty will just go in.
Kitty, as you head in, the cramped passage bends upward until the tunnel becomes vertical. Golden light is radiating from the upper end of the shaft.
Okay. I'm just going to go...
Going in?
Yeah, all the way that I can, so I think I'm there.
Okay.
Because she sees something shiny.
Yeah, Kitty, you break the surface of the water into this chamber. The rest of you can go ahead and move as you need to.
Yeah. Magnus will follow.
Yep, I'll go in too.
I'll go in last.
The rivals follow immediately afterward. I'll let you guys position. Maggie kind of crams herself into the chamber itself, making you guys kind of move around a little bit, so you're going to have to accommodate them as well. Followed by Galsariad, and Ao, and finally Dermot, who takes up position by Rook. Kitty, I'm going to move you slightly. So as you guys break the surface of the water, let me describe to you as what you're seeing. This watery environment gives way to a cavern dotted with trees and pools of water, as you guys are now all out of... now you're all standing on dry land. The walls of the vines are covered in green ivy, interspersed with colorful flowers, and part of the cavern is open to the sky. In the middle of the cavern is a sphere of pale light, surrounding a crystal pedestal, upon which rests a golden pendant attached to a fine golden chain. And we will deal with that when we return from break. So, as mentioned, the amulet that you guys see resting upon the resting upon the crystal pedestal, is a golden pendant attached to a fine golden chain. The object on the crystal pedestal glitters like the sunrise. And Maggie, Ao, Galsariad, and Dermot, they kind of regard the item, and finally Dermot is the one to speak up. Also, you can zoom in and out, Venn, too. So Dermot, looks at the pedestal, and he kind of, stares at it, and he goes, What is it?
Well, and then you'll hear a depressurizing sound come up off the... he takes the mask off,
Mhm.
and, well, let's take a look. Gonna walk over here, and he's going to... Let's do a... golden light. Let's try a religion first.
Galsariad chimes in. Take caution, Magnus. I don't think this is part of the event.
I suppose not. I just want to take a look at it.
Can I look to see if it's trapped before he touches it?
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it at all. No.
That's not a bad idea, Rook, says Maggie. So you're rolling religion.
Yeah, golden light could be a religious artifact.
Okay. You have no idea what this object is. Magnus, even with your palpable knowledge. And with a perception roll, Rook, you do not see any traps around the artifact itself.
Kitty reaches
Um,
for it.
No, Kitty,
Not.
What?
hang on a moment. Don't touch it yet.
Well, we'll touch it, says Ao. And Dermot says,
Are you out of your mind? We'll do no such thing.
Could be anything.
If
Kitty grabs it.
Okay.
As Kitty grabs a hold of the amulet, there is a sudden light that emanates and radiates and explodes outward from the amulet.
Oh shit.
The light around the pedestal fades as a spectral figure in the form of a male human rises from the amulet. He is dressed in leather armor and a tattered red cape and wears a shield. His face is framed by curly brown hair and bears a melancholic expression. He pleads. I am imprisoned. Please help me.
Where? The amulet?
Suddenly, the ground vanishes beneath your feet, and the four of you fall, tumbling through a vortex of golden light. You fall deeper, deeper, and deeper, and then suddenly stop. The golden light subsides, and you find yourself suspended in a pitch-black expanse. You feel water buoying you. A vermilion light appears in the distance, illuminating the melancholy warrior, who is shackled to the ground by disgusting strands of a fleshy, crimson substance.
This can't be good. Where the heck are we?
The young man raises his gaze to the heavens and, sobbing, chokes out, Moonweaver, I beg of you, guide those with the power to save me to the site where first I prayed to thee. And he looks around, and his eyes settle upon the four of you.
So just the four of us fell. It wasn't a group of 9? Or
That
8?
that is correct. It's just the four of you. You do not see your rivals.
Okay.
Weird.
I'm gonna call out to the figure. I'm gonna say, "Who are you?"
Oh, gods! As he reaches towards you, held in place by those disgusting strands. My name is Elixian. I am lost in darkness. Long ago I prayed to the Changebringer in the heart of the Temple of Evil. I beg you, take my jewel, and you feel consciousness leaving you, as if the pressure of the water were crushing the life out of you. Elixian's voice is the last thing you hear before you black out. Save me, please. All of you fall unconscious. As you fall unconscious, your thoughts begin to drift. And this is now a bit of a divergence from the module, as I like to do what's known as moments of introspection for my characters. This will allow us to learn a little bit more about our player characters. And so now, in exchange for a bit of inspiration, it is time to learn a little bit more about our characters, as what thoughts flow into your head about whatever subject you seem necessary during your unconscious state. It is said that those in an unconscious state tend to dream, and dream things that were, and perhaps maybe what will be. And so, starting with Kitty, played by Alan, what does Kitty dream of in her unconscious state?
I think she wants to help the person that I forgot the description, to be honest, but the guy that spoke to them in the light, and doesn't really know what any of that meant. She's happy she got a shiny amulet, because she likes shiny things, and I think she's just wondering why she's asleep now, because she didn't go to bed.
All right. And with that, take inspiration. Venn, as you drift in the unconsciousness, what do you dream about?
Her
played by Katie, of course.
Yes, her dreams have always been pretty cryptic in nature, and I think that this one would be similar. I imagine that she would dream of four horses riding across the water to a similar glow that golden glow that they fell into, a pillar of golden light across the ocean. And in kind of weird dreamy state that I'm sure everybody has experienced, she recognizes herself as one of the horses and her party members as the others, and she knows nothing in that moment except that her goal is to get to that pillar of light.
Okay. And with that, take inspiration. Next, Magnus. In your unconscious state, what do you dream of?
Okay. So Magnus, remember seeing this person bound and basically bound to the spot, and he starts remembering something from his past. He remembers being chained in a room alone, and you see that like there are bruises on his wrist where he's tried to break the restraints and try to get out of this, and he's in such a way that it's very awkward for him to even move, kind of behind his back, all chained up in the back. And he finally manages to reach his boot and pull out a sliver of metal, which he kind of was able to kind of pick the locks of these chains, and he eventually cuts himself after he frees himself and tries to get blood on the ground in front of him, and he lays there. Eventually somebody comes to the door of the room, and the guard or whoever this person is walks in, sees the blood, quickly opens the door, and as soon as the guard gets to his body, you see him turn over quickly and stab the guard in the neck with the piece of metal that he had. And I think that he would then, like, you'd see him then exit the room after stabbing the guard. And I think that's when his thing ends.
All right. A bit of a violent backstory, and some clues as to Magnus's identity. Take inspiration. Rook. Yours.
Rook dreams of battle, of the sound of horses and men dying, like he always does. But as those dreams kind of fade, he dreams of home. He dreams of just the smell of grain, freshly cut in the morning. The sun on his back. And then he dreams of 4 pillars of light, the last illumination before the sun goes down, with the Raven Queen watching over.
And what is this battlefield we're seeing?
It's just a scarred land.
Okay. And with that, take inspiration. Venn. You and your allies are roused from your sleep. Then you waken to find the face of Aojabe staring over you. Dermot is attempting to awaken Rook, Maggie for Kitty, and Galsariad for Magnus, as your party leaves unconsciousness. But Aojabe is shaking Venn and saying, "Hey, come on, wake up! Wake up! Hey, I think they're coming around."
I think Magnus is going to take a swing at Gasari.
Careful, no, I'm not your enemy today.
Oh, sorry about that.
Ew, are you guys okay? She sits up.
Are we okay? You guys are the ones that passed out.
Do I still have the pendant?
Yes, you do.
I don't know what happened with that kitty, but there was a flash of light and a surge of energy, and you guys just passed out.
We met a new friend.
What was his name? Oh,
Alexian.
what was it? Alexian. I'm gonna try a history check on that.
Yeah, me,
Sure, go right
me
ahead.
too.
Okay.
Kitty won't do that.
Nailed it with a 3.
Boom. Got a 19.
Let's see the rolls here. Magnus, you have the higher roll with a 19. And the name of Alexian is familiar to you, but it's an ancient name. Very, very old. And you're trying to remember it specifically, but you remember him... You remember a story of a boy being born in the lands of Wildmount, at the seat of the betrayer god's power beneath the full light of Ruidus. He is said to be cursed from birth, and was viewed with suspicion by all around him, except for his parents. The story kind of gets a little disjointed at that point, but you at least remember Alexian's beginnings. This is an ancient name, and one that you are certain has import, but you can't quite piece together the rest of it. Not yet.
Do I remember anything about him being a disciple of the Changebringer?
It's Alexian himself seemed to say that, as he called out to the Moon Weaver Sehanine, and of course Avandra, the Changebringer, she who makes the path. You do recognize those names, of course, as deities of this world.
Do I remember why he got trapped, or just that he was
No.
a person?
You're searching your memory, and it's disjointed, and it's a very, very old tale. You're surprised you remember snippets of it at all.
An ancient name. How ancient are we talking?
During the let's see, from the time of the calamity, you believe.
Calamity. Oh, Jesus. All right. So back during the calamity, you say that he was born under Ruidus?
Yes, under the light of Ruidus,
Okay.
believed to be cursed as a result.
I see. Don't think I know what Ruidus born are. So this is back during the calamity era. This man existed. Was told to be born under Ruidus. Supposedly cursed. Don't really know much more than that. Wonder what the Moonweaver has to do with this. Maybe it has something to do with Ruidus at the same time? I don't know. It's all speculation at this point.
You're speaking in circles, my friend. All sorts of speaking of gods and times long past.
It was a fucked up vision, man. Like, Jesus, it was weird. The guy was chained down by, what, veins? Looked like living flesh? That was weird.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that the gods themselves just gave you a vision?
That, or I swallowed something while we were swimming around down there. But, I mean, yeah, it was bad. All 4 of us had the same thing, right?
Well, I don't wish to impose, of course, but I dare say this is Rook and I's expertise, is it not?
No, do tell. What, something on it's religious, right?
What do you think, Rook? This is all very dangerous, this whole thing. I think you should put the amulet back.
I look to Venn.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just concerned for all of you.
I'm concerned for this.
Don't mind Dermot. He's a bit of a worrier.
I'm concerned for this man that reached out to help. I mean,
Be honest, I mean, on that, it feel like we already shook the nest.
We should
so
at least find out who this man is, or more about him.
I'm not one to often deny messages from the beyond.
I think it'd make a great story, no matter what you guys do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, story or not, that was scary as hell.
And speaking of scary, I think it's probably time we were departed from this place. There's no sense in hanging about.
Congratulations, Io.
Oh yes, good job, everyone.
Yeah, it's a good competition.
A shark almost ate me.
Oh yeah, that was really messed up. Man, what were they thinking? Was that something they just put in here, or was that just an accident?
It's meant as a test of strength, Magnus. I imagine that's exactly what they were trying to test us for.
Cool. So near-death experiences is what we need to get into for test of strength. Whatever happened to arm wrestling? I mean, really?
I won that yesterday.
Oh yes, you did do that. Yes. Okay. So we technically already done that.
Well, like I was saying, it doesn't make for a good story if you just end with arm wrestling.
Oh, fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it with like broken glass or something. That would be kind of cooler.
Oh goodness, I don't think I would have participated in such things.
I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. I probably wouldn't do it either, but I would definitely bet on it. Anyhow, yeah. What is this place? Can I look around? What is this?
Sure. You're looking around, and something is like kind of like pinging in your head, and you can make a religion check if you would like. In fact, anybody can if they want to.
I'm good at that.
I will also do it once my thing loads.
Is it a religion?
It is religion.
Maggie, shark rhymes with park and dark.
Sure does.
Magnus, between you and Rook, you guys see that you guys believe that the sort of watery environment dotted with trees and pools of water and the covered in vines interspersed with ivy and colorful flowers. But all of this is open to the sky with the moonlight shining through it, and you believe that this might be a temple dedicated to Sehanine.
Okay.
Does that mean
Yeah,
the moon?
Sehanine the Moonweaver, a chaotic good deity of moonlight and the autumn season, the patrons of illusions and misdirection, as well as a goddess associated with the tides due to her lunar attributions.
Kitty, can I take a look at the amulet?
Yeah, Magnus, do you think he's trapped?
Kitty holds it up, but doesn't like hand it over to you.
Do you think this man is trapped in the amulet, or is the amulet just a message?
Is the amulet like a locket, or is it just an amulet?
It is an amulet.
Okay.
Do an investigation on it.
It's a golden pendant, according to the description.
Okay. I will cast Identify as a ritual.
Okay. And Venn, you had something?
I was also going to offer to cast Identify.
Okay. So, Magnus, as you begin to identify the item itself, the spell sort of like begins to like sort of like flow into you, and let's see here. I wonder if this item will actually reveal itself based on an identify spell right now. Give me a moment, okay?
Then, did the card say that I was gonna get eaten by a shark today?
No, they showed me a berserker mowing down enemies on the battlefield, and when I saw you trying to mow down that swarm of fish, I put two and two together and knew that premonition was for you.
So, Magnus, as you complete the spell, you realize that while you're not understanding what this is, and you don't get like a lot of information from it, you do realize it has properties available. For example, the person who attunes to this item will gain a +1 bonus to AC while wearing the jewel. And while wearing or holding the jewel, you may use an action to cause it to shed bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15 feet. The light lasts until you extinguish it with no action required. And lastly, the jewel has 3 charges and regains all expended charges daily at dawn. While holding the jewel, you can expend 1 charge from it to cast the invisibility spell. But unfortunately, you receive little more information than that other than its properties.
Okay. I shall relay that, and I was like, well, looks like you found yourself a very nice set of jewelry there, Kitty.
So I can keep it?
I mean, I don't know what else to do with it right now. Are you gonna just leave it here?
No, I like it a lot. It's really shiny. And I like shiny things.
It's probably worth a lot of money, too.
Ooh. Would you say like 5 gold?
The rivals look around at each other, and
She's not big on money. It kind of goes over her head.
I must say, Rook, I don't think this is a wise course of action. Something is off about that thing. I think we should just leave it here.
What kind of vibes you getting off that thing?
But I'm just saying the gods themselves are talking to you. Is that the sort of thing you want to be dealing with?
But like I said, I think we already we already lit this candle, so.
I think that man needs help, and I think we owe it to him to at least find out more.
So I can keep it?
But I'm fine with it. I can't think of a safer place, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
it could be safer with us, Magnus.
Oh, I see what you're doing. But yeah, I appreciate the hustle, alright? And I elbow him.
Knock it off, Galsaria. That's theirs by right. If you wanted it, you should have taken it.
Yeah, you would have had the weird, veiny, tied up dude in there.
And we both get pendants today, because you got the one that was on the shark, and I got the one that was floating in light and caused me to fall asleep.
Yeah, I guess we did, says Ao. Yeah, I guess we both did kind of win.
Put it on, Kitty. I think you'll look great in it.
Does it have like a chain?
Yeah.
Okay. Kitty will put it over her head. And when she touches it, like goes over her head and brushes against the bow, she feels the moisture and like looks at Venn panicked.
She'll kind of flick a card in her direction, and the moisture will wick off as she casts prestidigitation.
Yeah. Well, I think we're about to go back in there, but if it feels right for you, Kitty.
It's really important to me.
All right.
So bow first, pendant second. Okay, nope. Bow first, Venn second. Rook or you, I'm not sure. Then the pendant are my favorite things. And then Maggie, and then Dermot, and then Ao, and then blah 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 blah.
Oh, I'm sure. May we go? Ao, can we go now? We have a contest to win, don't we?
Venn will laugh and hug Kitty.
Thank you, Venn.
As much as Galsaria yanks our chains, he does have a point. We did win this whole thing, and I think it's time that we collect. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here. And with that, one by one, your rivals sort of... Ao takes a last look at the gem, the amulet you guys found, as does Galsaria with a curious look. Maggie shakes Kitty's hand one more time, and Dermot just looks at Rook with a lot of fear in his eyes. But with that, the rivals had their way back out of the chamber.
Well, this is gonna get interesting. Let's go. Let's avoid that freaking white grass. He puts his mask on and dives in.
Yeah, I think we would just head out the way we came, essentially, right?
Sounds good to me.
Alan's mad we lost the contest, but Kitty's okay.
Yeah.
The efforts were made. I seen it. I really should have thought more about trying to grab the thing, but I was so worried about taking the thing down.
I did
at a certain point.
try and grab it.
You did.
As you guys step back out into the area of Jagao, there is a great and triumphant celebration as the ecstatic crowd begins surrounding you guys and offering congratulations. Who's holding the to the rivals, as they are holding the Emerald Eye, and Maggie's holding it up as you guys are seeing this whole celebration happening, and Elder Ushru takes the Emerald Eye from Maggie, and he declares their team to be the champions of this year's Festival of Merit, and the crowd acknowledges them with adulation. And the townsfolk are crowding around the rivals, but Elder Ushru approaches your team.
Well, hello again. It seems that we've come in second place.
It seems so.
Yes, indeed. But I must assure all of you that though you lost the race, I assure you that I chose your group to compete for a reason. The true merit is something proven not in a single day, but rather over the course of an individual's life, one small act at a time.
So we did good?
Yes, my friend, you did quite good.
But stuff is good, too, you know.
Elder Ushru's eyes then flick down to the amulet that Kitty now wears around her neck.
You recognize that beauty?
The Elder sort of flicks his eyes back up. It's sort of like his thoughts are broken immediately. But he then says,
we can talk about that later. However, I wanted to offer you a consolation prize. A rooms at the Unbroken Tusk Inn for the evening, free of charge on behalf of the Jagao Council.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'm all about free stuff.
I congratulate all of you on a race well run, and I think your compatriots will enjoy a bit of celebration tonight. Your rivals, I dare say. But all the same, think upon what I have said, and rest assured that your deeds have not gone unnoticed.
And once again, his eyes move to the amulet that Kitty is now wearing. But with that, the Elder just sort of shakes your hands one by one and then leaves you guys to your business.
Could I incite the look that he gave it? Is it envious, or does he recognize it, or that type of thing?
Sure, go ahead.
It's so weird to be bad at mental stats with you guys. In the past, for people listening, I played a wizard then a bard, and being stupid's fun.
Is that a nat 20?
No. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's a...
All right.
I can see right through this elder. I know that he is a lich in disguise.
What you the look on his face is I dare say one of perhaps recognition, maybe, but also curiosity.
Okay.
That is in the Elder's eyes.
Okay. At least no look that implies that he intends to take it. Nothing like that. Okay.
No. Mm-hmm. All right. So with that, as the crowd begins to cheer away the rivals, other people offer their second place condolences to the rest to your party. But with that, they allow you guys to the crowd begins to wander away, leaving you guys to ponder the events of the future. And with that, let's see here. I need to have a look at things. I'm just trying to see if you're leveling or not. Let's see. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rebuild the character sheet to make the level thing to work.
Maybe. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure if that thing's going to be working or not.
They said the email said it is working, but if you created one before the update, it won't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you guys will probably hit level 4, I think.
Nice.
I believe so. I think. Let me confirm that, okay, before I do anything else. All right, let me do that a little more dramatically. Let's try that again. Okay, guys, as you take hold of the amulet and consider all of the situations that have happened to you and the experiences you have made, you reflect upon all you have learned, and with that, you ascend to level 4. Well done.
Hooray!
All right.
Nice.
And that is where we are going to conclude episode 2. As you guys are making your way from the Emerald Grotto back to your rooms at the inn, we will pick it up next time. And that concludes episode 2 of Syker's Tales presents Call of the Netherdeep. I am Sykersomatic. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys at the next one. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.